This is the Glass Cannon Network.
Hello, my name is Jared Logan, and you're watching the Game Garage on the Glass Cannon Network. This is a show where we play tabletop role-playing games. And this week, and for the next few weeks, we are playing Worlds Without Number, the incredible dungeon crawl RPG from Kevin Crawford and Sign Nominee Publishing. I hope I have pronounced that right. We have an incredible cast. We met them last week. Let's bring them back into the garage. Please welcome Zach Reino, Mary Lou, and Edgar Blackmon. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey. I feel like a morning drive time DJ this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I need a keyboard of sound effects. Wow, wow.
I don't know.
There it is.
Yeah.
Does anybody listen to the radio? Is it still actually on? Can you still pick up radio stations?
Yeah, you can do it, and it's still free. It's there.
It's
Turns
free?
out.
It's free.
I'm going to tell you the most disquieting thing about myself, and that is I drive in silence. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to the music. I drive in absolute silence. It's my special thinking time.
How do you finish your podcasts?
I don't listen to podcasts, and I've said this before, and it's because I can't listen to every podcast, so I don't listen to any podcast.
Mary Lou. Wow. I've been waiting for someone to take that stand for years.
I'm the only one.
Finally, someone comes out.
No, I have listened to like a couple podcasts. Like I listen to Serial, and I listen to S-Town.
Serial was barely a podcast. Serial was an
phenomenon. Yeah, it was good.
Well, I think that's really cool. I think that's like when you go, hey, have you seen a TV show? And someone goes, I don't even own a TV. You're like the person who does that, but for podcasts.
I don't want to be that cool, but I can't help it. I am. I'm just letting you guys know so that like one day when I commit my big crime, you can't say like there were no signs. There was one sign, and that's I drive in silence. And
what are you thinking about in the car?
Oh, all of my problems.
That sounds really relaxing.
Usually, no, I don't know. It's like I saw a bird sometimes. There are people in the cars next to me. I like to look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think about driving, about where I'm going to go next.
I think that I don't do the absolute silent version of that. But I do think that one of the main reasons that I cannot live in like New York is because I like in going from point A to point B, I cannot be in a sharing a space with that many other people. Like I have been spoiled by like the oasis of a car in which I have like total control over the climate, the sound, the speed at which it travels.
How hard you cry.
How hard I cry. How high I climb. How fast I run. The dreams.
How far you go.
The dreams I make for myself and my children.
I lived in New York for 7 years, and I absolutely felt that when I got to LA and started driving around. I was like,
it's really nice. Yeah.
How peaceful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, New York. It's probably great for the environment that you all do that, but it's wild, and I don't know how you function.
A lot of the Glass Cannon Naish, they're used to a New York cast. Sorry, we're bringing LA vibes today.
LA, baby.
Hey, why don't you just relax and have a little avocado? I'll meet you down on Verdugo.
Just put some avocado on your toast, you monsters. It's fine. And it's only like $10.
You're gonna love it.
It's great.
It's fantastic.
And it's a mile away. Drive.
Just drive. It's a mile away. You're gonna walk.
Just drive.
It's a dry heat. You can't be walking in a dry heat.
You're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it out there. You walk. I promise you.
What about you, Edgar? What do you listen to in the car, man?
Oh man, I'm the exact opposite. I don't think I could. I think I could only drive in silence if I really was like I need to really think about this situation. I listen to so much fantasy football podcasts. I listen to hip hop instrumentals. I listen to, I don't know, jazz music, gospel choir practice. I'd be like, what songs are we singing on Sunday? I can't imagine spending more than.
Wait, you listen to gospel choir recordings so that you can
I
prepare
imagine
to
it's
sing?
a practice track made by the gospel choir he's performing with.
You're not just listening to a gospel
A
choir
different choir practice, a song.
that you're
for you.
not affiliated with.
I'm listening to gospel songs to rehearse for Sunday.
Okay.
I thought it was the kind of thing like how my mom would watch Big Brother and then she'd also watch Big Brother After Dark, which is just like the live feed of them at night. And it's like, you don't want just the gospel choir, you also want rehearsals. Like, such a big
I want to
fan.
hear like just the altos get their notes.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I had straight up, because I did choir all through high school, like all the time. And we would get recordings we would be like in the practice room and the teacher would be like, okay, here's just the tenor part of Handel's Messiah or whatever. So you'd be in the car or whatever, listening to like the wildest melody you've ever heard because it doesn't have the other parts with it.
Yeah.
That's how you learn to carry a harmony, Jared. And I can't believe you're so anti this.
I'm pro. I think I imagine Edgar was like reviewing footage like football players look at old plays like to get ready, which I guess.
Oh man, Sopranos came in at least a half second late on that.
And they always do because they don't have they've always got the melody and they're on autopilot at all times.
Man,
Listen, as someone,
get it together.
As someone who was raised soprano but later in life turned alto. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so since I have a cast of all singers,
this will be a musical episode.
Oops, I'll sing.
Well, here's what I'll say: if the players at some point find an organic way to use that talent in the game, I couldn't help but give some sort of bonus or reprieve from death or some sort of advantage.
Can I just say I'm putting Jared on
hit
blast.
Points apiece.
Jared has already sent us a character that we can plug in the event that one of our characters dies, which is extremely rude. Because we have been playing this campaign for
2 hours.
And most of it was character creation. And they're like, by the way, here's who one of you is going to be when one of the people that we just spent an hour making is dead.
And who doesn't make it through episode 2?
It does.
And I would like to add the other line in that email was, I'll be making a few more of these as we go as well, when inevitably we need this character. Thank you so much for the faith.
So Jared, what is your prediction? That we are all going to die once or that one of us is going to die
several times?
Well, the good thing to remember, and this is a great place to segue into the game, but the good thing to remember about old school dungeon crawl RPGs, of which Worlds Without Number is one, is that if you think strategically and play carefully, you won't die at all. But what
you're saying is that you have no faith in this particular group
to do those things.
I just wanted to be prepared. I realized that sending you an extra character just in case feels like a threat. Like I might as well, wrapped it around a brick and thrown it through your window.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like emotionally. So, yeah.
But it's good to have it there just in case. Because this game can be pretty unforgiving. I think we have, what's our lowest HP hit points on one of our characters?
4, 5.
And I think I'm at 4.
Yeah.
4 for the assassin.
I'm at 5. I think Mary Lou's at like 6.
I'm at
right?
6. I'm at 6.
So, those, that's not a lot at level 1.
Really not.
But
Let's
this is a
we
great
can
place to reintroduce our characters and to give a little recap. So, last time, our 3 wanderers, Corby, the mage and failed blacksmith, Rotilda, the scion of a royal family who was rejected by her family or ran away from her family, a brave warrior, and Jazz the exile, an assassin who was framed in the deep where he comes from. They all wandered into the town of Edgewood Station, a town completely ran and owned owned by the Angrebedu Corp. This is a town where they harvest silk from silkworms, and it's located on the edge of a forest so that they can farm these worms and make silk from them. They wandered into town. They went to a place called Garrick's Games House, where they met the bartender who told them a little bit about what's going on in town. They met Gorick, actually, and talked to Gorick, who's an entrepreneur here in town who caters to the vices of the workers, the silk workers, with his games of chance and his brews here in Gorick's Game House. And they also met Emra, a barmaid with a mysterious past. Apparently, she wandered out of the woods several months ago with no memory of where she came from. And just before we concluded our session last time, a silk worker ran into the tavern, into Gorick's Game House, and announced that another silk worker had been murdered back at the encampment, back at the silk farm. So I believe our characters were getting ready to perhaps go and offer their services to the silk farmers to take care of whatever is murdering them. You guys can go straight there, straight to the silk farm, straight to the silk mining operation, or you can go and explore some other things before you head straight over there. It's completely up to you. The town is yours, but we will start in Gorick's Game House, where we have just seen a silk worker announce, "Another one dead. I quit. Give me some of your strongest whiskey, Gorick. I'm done with this place."
Okay, as leader, I would, my first decision is, Jazz, what do you think we should do?
I say we approach this Angrebedu and ask him for work. Maybe he can get us closer to whatever's going on in those woods.
I think that's a good idea.
Wonder if the silk farmers, this seems to be like a thing that happens a lot. So, logically speaking, you might be able to gather some information from all of them.
Also, really good ideas, team. I'm gonna wander over to that man who just made a big declaration.
Yeah, he's sucking down his whiskey.
Excellent quaffing, sir. I was just wondering if maybe you could tell me a little bit more about what you experienced out there in the wilderness.
Not much to say, your ladyship. They found another body. So far, we've lost 6 silk farmers to those woods, and I'm not gonna be one of them.
Wow, well, how do they die? Do they just disappear? Like what?
No. We noticed that our crop of silkworms had been removed from the trees in some places, and after that, we started just finding bodies that had been horribly mauled, as if by some wild beast in the woods. Their overalls torn to shreds, their throats opened, meat removed from their bodies as if they'd been gnawed on. Gnawed on.
Gnawed on.
Yes.
Did you say, sorry, my lady, if I may, jump
yeah,
in real
totally.
quick.
Get in there, hop in there, bud.
Did you say the silkworms were removed? First of all, the worms are in the trees?
Yes. We raise the worms, we raise the worms and then we attach them to the trees. They'll only eat the white ozlick trees, the leaves of the white ozlick trees that are only located in this wood. And so we raise the worms and we attach them to the trees and wait till they get nice and plump, and then we pull them down and we boil them, and weavers remove the silk.
And so when people were attacked, the worms were in the trees or the worms were not in the trees?
We just noticed that something had been destroying our worms for a while, perhaps eating them. Some sort of predator, something was taking them out of the trees, and then shortly after that we started discovering bodies.
So it eats worms and people.
Perhaps. I'm not gonna stick around to find out.
I gotta be honest with you guys. I totally thought silk was just like a plant. I didn't know that it came from big worms and trees. That's really gross.
Baffled by the entire process.
Yeah, that's really shocking to me.
Well, it's very interesting. And then he starts going into a long, very technical explanation of how silk is produced.
Yeah, Corby is fascinated, and like, and it comes from the worms make it.
The worms are it.
The
You're
silk
kidding.
is worms.
Yes. When they enter the pupal stage, they become large pods. Very valuable. Why, one of those pods is worth 5 to 10 silver.
Well, that's about as much as I have right now.
When they reach the late pupal stage, we pull them off the trees and boil them, and then we open up the pod and we remove the silk in a very specialized process.
And the worm is fried
if I
and
could
goes
just-
free. Yeah, Jazz, please.
Yeah, Jazz, absolutely. What were you doing?
The worms disappear at what stage? Are they disappearing before they become pupas?
Once we
Or
put them
after.
once we've attached them to the trees in the woods, that's when they started. Our crop of worms started getting stolen or destroyed.
So before or after they became expensive?
Look,
Sorry.
probably at several different stages.
Okay,
What?
okay, got it.
But even one of the witch moths that it can be very valuable. At any stage, it's valuable because it could become a silk producer.
Forgive me, I'm not too educated about these parts. Are the moths witches?
No, it's just the name of the breed.
Oh, it's just a name. Just a
Where
name.
and they're named because they do magic, but they're not witches.
They don't. Listen, I have to get out of this town.
They
I'm
are
not in this
magic.
business anymore.
Oh, okay, sure. Totally
Okay.
listening.
I'm
That
gonna
guy
go
wouldn't-
become some other kind of worm tender. Do you know anybody any other towns that are looking for worm tenders?
We barely know this town, and I guarantee
Yeah.
you we don't know any
Very
others.
specific job. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
But I promise I'm gonna keep my ear to the ground, and if I hear any jobs
Tell you-
related to worms, I'm gonna let you know.
Tell you what, though, we're sort of, I think, embarking on a plan to make this particular job a little bit safer.
Oh, that's
So
a
if you-
really good point,
If
Quirky.
you wanted to like not leave town, or like if you can't find another one, check back. The big thing that's eating all the worms, which by the way, I'm calling it right now. It's a big worm. It's a big worm that's eating the little
You think
worms.
it's a big worm.
It's definitely a big worm. Because if I
Okay,
was a
that's
big worm and there were all these little worms around here, I would be asserting my dominance. Because that's how animals work.
You've been
Totally.
talking to this gentleman long enough that he gives you some more information. Yes. You talk to him for a long while, and he reveals, because you're talking about giant worms, that legends say that giant insects used to rule this forest.
Used to rule it?
Yes.
Like they had a
You've heard of
system
the
of government?
outsiders.
I've heard of the outsiders.
of aeons ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've all
yeah.
heard of the outsiders.
They
They're a
come in
pretty big
many
deal.
forms, and legends say that this forest was once completely ruled by giant insects.
I don't like that at all.
No, I really don't like that. But thank you so much for that information.
Another whiskey barkeep.
Definitely a good heads up.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
appreciate
do.
that.
You spent so much time talking to us, and you were fully about to leave town, and we just sort of stopped you on the way out. So thank
He
you for the
actually
time.
is going to stay now and see if you fix the problem.
Yeah, we
Right.
really appreciate that vote of confidence. It really means a lot when there are people who believe in you and believe in what you can do, and
Yeah.
that you won't die.
we
when you're
don't believe in you, and I find your job repulsive. But I'm so glad that you do it because I don't think I ever could do it, and that's important.
Some of the silk workers have gathered around and are kind of drinking with you now and asking you how you're going to stop the murders from happening. And one of them tells you that you should talk to Bragomar Addis. He's a company foreman, and he might be able to tell you more.
That's great. Jared, is Angra Bedu a person or two people or
The name of the company.
right?
The name of the company.
But is it named for like a guy or is it named for two women?
It's named for two different people,
Women.
a woman and a man who own the company, but they are all the way back in Clarum, in the capital of New Voth. They are
Kyle Angra and Rebecca Bedu.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You know them.
Yeah. Where we go way back.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, we need to talk to. What was the name of the person you just said?
Bragomar.
Bragomar Addis.
Bragomar Addis.
Can you point us to Bragomar?
I just want Jazz and Rotilda. I'm already formulating a plan.
Okay, totally.
how to
Hustle.
do this plan.
Huddle. Team huddle.
All right.
They point
For
away.
me, for my plan right
No,
now.
yeah, this was for
Oh,
you, buddy.
okay.
This was all you.
Yeah.
I think listen, here's what I know. People in this world that just run into combat, who are like, I feel like I have initiative, let's go fight a thing,
Yeah.
they die.
Sure.
So we should not do that. I think
So right.
it seems like we could lay a trap for this thing. And I kind of say that specifically because that is the only way that I will be able to contribute to this battle in a meaningful way. This hammer is not a fighting hammer. So I think we lay a trap. I'll like start us off with a big bang and then you two like jump in and finish it off. Hopefully it'll just be dead immediately. If it's not, then it's not a thing that we should be fighting at all.
And we'll run away and regroup.
And it's important that none of us get caught in the blast that I'm going to do because statistically it would immediately kill any of us.
Okay. Sick.
Fair.
Sick. You know, I didn't even think about setting a trap. So that's like really awesome that you thought of that. And I just want to say that I really value your contribution to the team.
Thank you.
Since we're in a huddle, I
Totally, Jazz. Get in here. Get in
just
here.
really want to there's something that's nagging at me. It's they keep losing the worms in the pods, but they don't say they find worms and pods torn up everywhere.
Yeah, where do they go?
How it feels, the grimy fingerprint of business feels upon this moment. It's just like,
You think someone's stealing worms?
I think someone is stealing worms and killing workers to cover up their tracks. But I don't know. I used to live in a deep.
Okay.
I don't
You-
trust things.
If we
You don't
blow
trust
up-
things.
I think after we blow up this monster, we should question it.
We
if
should
it's
find
all-
out who sent it.
Yeah.
Can you question monsters?
I'm pretty sure that you can try. Or maybe once we blow up the monster, that's such a good point, Rotilda. because
Maybe
what
it'll
I
be
was-
wearing like a collar that says like return
an address
property
for a
of
guy. Yeah.
my
This is
family
Jim's
would have
giant
little
ant.
small lap dogs that were white and very soft, and they would also wear little collars. So maybe this monster might have one. You don't know.
Maybe
You
maybe this next fellow has. We should see who would stand to profit, right? By
Well, that's
worms
what we'll
here.
ask Bragomar.
Who's the
That's a good idea.
competition?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, to Bragomar.
Very good. So the workers point you in the direction of the offices of the silk farm. And so there is this large fenced enclosure around a portion of the wood, or like bordering a portion of the wood. And then attached to that is a wooden structure recently erected, painted white with a whitewash recently, and you can see Angra Bedu Corp on a sign hanging above the door, and that those are the offices of the Angra Bedu Corp here, overlooking the little hastily built town. And you enter, and there is a man with really bushy gray eyebrows, mostly bald, but with like a little bit of bushy gray hair at the very top of his head, and really thick spectacles. And he looks over at you and he says, "Yes? What? Yes?
Hi.
Hello.
We were thinking about maybe could we have some information, please?
Information? I'm pretty busy, your ladyship. I'm afraid I don't have time for people looking for work right now."
Oh, that's okay. No, we're gonna help you. We want to know about all the dead people. And to maybe fix it, have in a sort of problem-solving way.
Quiet. Come in. Who told you about the murders?
Literally everybody's been talking about it super loud, all over town.
Oh, damn it. I can't afford it to spread too far. This operation is...
Well, it's sort of. I think
It's a little...
I think it's spread.
Yeah, we're strangers.
really
We just
gotta get
showed
ahead
up
of it.
here, and it was like the first thing we learned
Everyone was
about
like,
this
people
place.
are
5
dying.
minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Had, like, 2
everybody's
drinks.
dying, and they're
it's
not
bad
even
in
just they're like being like mauled and murdered with like meat chunks.
Yeah, like we
taken
know
out.
like details
Furious.
about it, and we just got here.
I don't even remember the name of
Very
this
well.
place.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Very
terrible.
well. Yes, you have my number, so you've heard. So what? So what? What do you want then?
Well,
We want to fix it.
Money maybe for fixing it. It just sort of was a thought.
You think that you have the steel and the guts to go out and find whatever this thing is and stop it?
any
My sword
candles
is made
any
from
candles
steel.
in this room, Jared?
Of course. Well, he has a lamp, but it has like a little melted candle inside of it.
Is it on or off?
It's off. It's daytime right now.
It's on now.
You have the legacy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got all of it.
Totally, he's got
I know what that means, and I'm
And your
control it.
companions?
They do not.
But I got a sword. And it is made of steel. So, I think I don't know.
So, wandering adventurers, are you, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of a good way of putting it.
I
Yeah,
would
problem
say, yeah.
solvers. We like to think of ourselves as problem solvers.
Yes. Ones that go seeking for adventure usually find themselves 6 feet underground.
We should let him talk.
You really should. He's
Well,
so
I
good.
won't-
He's so good at it.
I won't lie. You have my number. We have a great problem here, and it's killing our profits. It's killing our crop, and I have to do something about it. And yet the last adventurer that went into the wood hasn't come back.
Oh, so you've already thrown an adventurer at
Yeah,
it.
you sent one person out there.
Just one, though, right?
Yeah,
We're
right.
great.
A great warrior named Hearn agreed to take a contract slaying whatever's out there in the wood. A great
The
mountain
Hearn?
of a man. Do
Wait,
you know him? A great
Hearn?
mountain of a man with a red mustache.
Yeah,
guys-
Oh, yeah.
Her?
Big guy, red mustache.
so big.
I don't know
tell you.
her.
This is
Sounds
I
not-
haven't
cool.
seen him in over a week, and there have been more deaths since then.
Guys, Hearn's a big dude.
Where's the beast?
Yes. I thought he was up to the challenge, but apparently not.
No, he
So-
probably did.
So you found Hearn's dead body in the wood?
We haven't found him at all.
Okay, well that's again suspicious. Maybe Jazz,
Can we
you're
huddle
rubbing
up?
off on me. Yeah, huddle up, team
please,
huddle.
just for a second. I don't know, guys. I don't know. See, I don't know.
I think you're rubbing off
all the
on me.
bodies are getting slashed and just left behind, but Hearn,
But that
Hearn, a
one?
true warrior. This guy's battle tested. He's either dead, or he's not dead. If he's dead, where is his body? They got everybody else's body. They don't got Hearn's. Something about this.
Such a good point,
feels-
Jazz.
That is a
He's
really
either
good
dead or
point.
not dead. I think
know
it's
what I mean?
important to
Not
remember
dead.
that.
And if he's not dead, then where is he?
And if he's not dead, then where is he? Because I think he's still like. Let's posit this.
Okay.
Let's assume he is not dead because he's Hearn.
Yeah, it's
It is
her.
Hearn.
First, it's Hearn. So if he's not dead, he's out there somewhere, and
Yeah.
that means there's a complication with going into the woods, which everyone seems to think is a bad idea. We've heard big insects, right?
Yeah.
Probably like. So could he have gotten lost? I don't know if Hearn is a good navigator. I know he's a good warrior.
Maybe
I don't
he's
know if he
biding his time.
Maybe he's waiting. Maybe he is.
Maybe
Maybe it's him.
maybe he's the insect.
Maybe Hearn was like, I don't have any work. I got to start killing people and then get hired to go kill the thing that's killing people. Twist, the thing is me.
I'm a very busy man.
Okay, yeah,
very
sorry.
busy
Huddle.
man.
Guys, we're
And
still
huddle.
huddling.
Yes,
And
no,
we're
I
very
hate to
close.
break up your huddle. I know that's very rude, but you're just sort of standing in the center of my office conferring with only each other, and it's
Yeah.
sort of uncomfortable. So,
That's right.
I'll
Okay,
give you the
fair.
same deal I gave Hearn. I'll pay 50 silver for every monster you slay and drag out of that wood, if it seems that they are the monsters that are capable of doing the grisly deaths that have become of my men.
That last part, contractually, is an extremely red flag for me.
It was
Because here's
poorly worded as well.
What I picture is I'm going to pull 3 monsters out of that wood, right? And then you're going to say, it doesn't seem to me like these could be the monsters. And then your monster problem is solved and I don't have any silver.
Does it have claws? Does it have teeth? If it has
that
those
it?
things, then I'll
What if
know
it's a man?
What if it's a
it's a
bug?
man?
Yeah.
Can
or
a
a
man
bug.
rip out another man's throat with his teeth?
Absolutely.
I've done that several times.
Hearn
Could a
Absolutely.
disembowel a worker with its claws?
I mean, I didn't have claws, but I did just. It was an accident, and I didn't mean to.
Just to be real, like we kill the monsters you're going to pay us, and we're just going to say this is a good faith deal, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
I'm okay
a
with
straight
that.
shooter.
What's your name, sir?
Bragamaratis.
Bragmar.
You're the Bragomaratus.
E. Bragamar Addis.
Okay, Bragmar. I think that sounds like a good deal, team. If you try and go back on it, I don't recommend what would happen to you.
Yeah, it might
So-
be like this, and then the candle goes out.
I'll be honest with you.
We love metaphor.
What I'm paying you is a drop in the bucket compared to the money we'll make if we're able to save this operation.
Oh, okay, then we would like to renegotiate.
Yeah, for sure. 100
I've shown
silver
too much
then?
of my hand.
Yeah, definitely 250.
Love the way you
250
think.
all
Silver.
told?
Per monster.
Yeah.
Does anybody have the trade skill?
Corby does.
No, we don't.
What?
You almost took it, but you decided not to take it.
I changed it. That's
God
right.
damn it, Corby. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go for it.
But I'll do a
250.
trade. I'll do a trade roll at a -1.
Try a trade roll at a -1. I think that this guy is he a good businessman? He just tipped his hand way too much to you. So I guess he's not that great a businessman. Go out for a standard difficulty of 8.
Okay. Remind me, do I add anything to this or nothing at all?
Do you have a charisma modifier?
No.
Okay, so it's just at -1 because you're not trained in trade.
And it's a D20,
It's 2d6s.
so 1D20 or 2D6.
2d6s. We'll go with the official rule of 2d6s.
Great.
Roll them to see
So
if
you
you
get to be 8 at a
Or
-1.
7d20.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got to roll for an 8 at a -1.
That's a fucking 12. That's
Minus
2
1 is
sixes.
11. You succeeded.
That's right.
He will go up. He won't go up to 250 per monster. He'll go up to 100 per monster. 100 silver per monster.
Listen,
Deal
guys, can I be honest with you? I'm
accepted.
never going to negotiate that good again in my whole life, so I think we should take this.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
do it.
a great point, Corby. Thank you so much for your work here. And to you, Bragomar, for
Well,
your
then you-
future money.
You can leave this in the hand of the Rotilda Corby Jazz Trio.
Oh,
And that
man.
is-
Still working on it. We're still working on it.
That's right. I
That's
do
the
love
name
that.
of your group.
I do love the jazz trio.
Jazz Trio, though, that part's good,
That feels
right?
right. I don't know. It has like a
factor.
ring to it.
Yes, very well. I will work up the official paperwork. And
Yeah,
he starts
just
to
put
put together a
Jazz
contract.
Trio for now, and we'll maybe think of something else to put in front of it.
For sure.
He does so, and he puts it in writing very quickly. He is a talented scribe, among other things, and he
That's
gets
cool.
He
Does he
gets
wanna tell us
everybody's
more about
signatures.
that?
Yeah. He talks for a while about different calligraphy techniques.
Yeah, Corby's
And you talk to
fascinated,
him
yeah.
so long that he actually tells you a little bit more information about the area and the things that are going on.
Okay.
And the thing he tells you is that there used to be what was thought of as a terrible and long-lived magic user that sort of lived in these woods, a very terrible wizard named Croth the Defiler. But it is believed that he's been dead for a long time. He found dangerous relics out in the woods, and no one has seen or heard of him since. So they thought it was safe to build a camp here and start their silk farming operation. But perhaps
long has it
Croth
been?
the Defiler's legacy
Yeah.
still lingers over these woods.
How
How long
ago?
has it been since Croth the Defiler
He hasn't been
stopped
seen in
defiling?
years. Hasn't been seen in years.
But
For
years
like
like
20 years
like
or
100
like
years.
5 years?
No, more like 5 years.
5 years, okay. Okay, cool, cool. I was just wondering if it was like the age of a certain beautiful woman that I know that works in the bar.
Yes, Emra.
You think Emra is Croth the Defiler?
No, clearly not now. I was
I
just
don't know.
curious.
If
I don't know.
Listen, if I was a wizard, and I'm not yet, but like if I was,
You're almost there, buddy.
thanks.
Yeah, you're
Thank you
really
so much.
working really
Thank
hard.
you. I'm gonna do magic that's bigger than candles one day. You're gonna both be really impressed.
I know. I can't wait to see it.
I'm already impressed.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Quite honest with you.
if I named myself like, I don't know, like Jasmine the Alluring, I could like do all of my stuff and no one would know it was me. Because would you look at Emra and be like, that's Croth the Defiler?
No.
Never
No,
in a
personally,
million years
no.
would you think she was Croth the Defiler.
I don't know what defiling means, but I'm pretty sure it's bad.
It is. It's like, so picture like destroying a holy site or like really making a body unclean through damage or abuse.
Oh,
Basically
okay,
the
cool.
worst stuff.
Oh, yeah.
would be
So it's like what my family
someone
does on
uses your,
weekends.
Yeah. Somebody
Okay.
uses your blade to kill a man, then doesn't wipe the blood off.
Oh, that's awful.
He's
You
defiled
all are
your
standing
right.
in my office, and I need the space.
It's just
Would you
really
mind?
nice in here. There's
Roger
shade.
that.
It's hot outside.
Yeah,
fair
Is it
enough.
really that
Ouch.
big of a deal?
Out with you, solve this problem for me, and you'll be paid. You'll be paid
right.
handsomely.
Thank you, Bragmar.
Thank you, Ragmar.
All right, man,
Jazz.
have a nice one.
Yes, yes.
We like to say thank you before we leave.
Thank you, Bragmar.
So you
Thank
find
you,
yourself out in the you find yourself out in the silk operation. There are many workers running about. You certainly are free to talk to them, go back into town, or you can see very clearly where the ingress into the woods through the areas where they've attached worms to the trees is. You can see where you can kind of enter their farming area.
I feel like we may not need too much more information for my
I wanna
master
head woodward.
plan. Well, I was gonna say, do you mind if I sort of group think with us and these farmers real quick?
Oh, absolutely. Let's get them in on the plan.
Okay, yeah. I
We
shall.
don't want any innocent bystanders.
Humble and disgusting worm farmers. May I have your ear for a second?
A group gathers.
Great. Listen, boys, girls, women, non-binary friends. I am looking for. We're planning to set a trap for the beast that has been such a thorn in your side. So I guess I have a couple questions. One, do these attacks always happen in the woods, or can we set this trap on the edge of your farming operation and that's okay?
Well, I suppose.
Yes, you sound smart. Tell
Yes.
me more from you.
I'm one of the worm tenders here. Hello. My name is Riggin.
I didn't know worms had tenders, but now I'm intrigued.
Yes.
Hello, Rickon.
Hello. You're going to take care of whatever's been killing us?
Yeah.
That is the plan, absolutely. We are the problem-solving jazz trio.
The murders have
closer.
happened within the farm. The farm covers several acres of wood, and the murders have happened within the farm.
The farm is in the woods.
That's right. We place the the creatures onto the trees so they can eat the leaves, and then they enter the pupal stage.
Can you have the 6 people that have been killed so far all in the middle of the farm, on the place where the farm borders on the woods that is not farm, all over the place, seemingly
I suppose
random?
they've been closer to the edge of the farm on the wood side.
Right. Always one person, sometimes groups.
Only one at a time.
Interesting.
Time of day.
Generally, very early morning, or right before we all leave the farm later in the evening, twilight,
During the
But never-
crepuscule.
the magic hour.
Interesting.
I didn't even know there was. I feel like that's the
So
kind of
much
thing that
to
I should know.
If you're the magic guy, I mean.
I'm the
yeah.
magic guy. I don't even know there's
Now
a
you know,
magic
though.
hour. Well, now I know, but I don't know what it is.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just
Sure,
read
but
I
it in
can't
the book.
ask this guy.
No, I'll ask, because I'm
Thank-
just a
Thank you.
listen,
Yeah,
I'll-
yeah, thank you.
Hey, I'm just excuse me, my friend Riggin. I just a quick question. I'm just a fool, just a traveling
Hey,
knave.
hold on. Don't talk about my friend that way.
Yeah.
I don't like it when you talk about yourself like that. Because you're like
Thank
so.
you.
You're so.
You're so
I appreciate
smart.
You're so
Your turn
smart.
of phrase is
Okay.
so,
Okay, I
so
just was
lovely.
I've never heard of this thing, magic hour. Is there a time when magic is more likely or more powerful?
It was mostly a joke that the game master was making.
Oh, okay.
People
for
just
sure.
called it-
Got it, got it,
people
got it,
called
got
the
it, got
hour
it, got it,
between
got it.
twilight and dawn the magic hour.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Well,
But
when
you've
the
talked to
sun
Riggin
sets
long
just
enough
right and,
that
like,
he gives you
light's good.
another a bit of information.
Seems like a repeating pattern with us.
I do love that.
We talk to an NPC long enough that Jared's like, okay, they want to be
We're
done.
very inquisitive people.
We're friendly.
There was a
Friendly.
scholar that came through town not long ago, who said that there is a giant structure in the center of the wood.
What does it look like?
I know not. I'm a simple worm tender, but
Who's that scholar?
the scholar's name was Heyman Piper.
Okay.
Wait,
Where did he go?
the Heyman Piper?
Famous
Yes, you know everybody.
scholar of renown, Heyman Piper.
You know the new Vothian scholar, Heyman Piper?
Well, I've
Listen.
heard of him.
I told him that I'm much interested in old books and maps, and he showed me that he had several. I think he was hunting for treasure. He's gone into the wood, and we haven't seen him since.
And when was that?
Maybe a week and a half ago.
Okay,
So-
he's dead for sure.
You're
But maybe
telling
we-
me that Hearn and Heyman Piper are in that wood somewhere?
I suppose so. Yes, I believe there was another warrior who went into the wood trying to solve our
great hurt.
problem.
This is nuts.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
what are these, like,
compounding.
the famous people woods? These celebrity woods? What is happening?
I don't like it.
It's not great. I don't think that scholar that might be a sort of after party event. You know what I mean? I don't
We'll
know
check
that
him
it's
out after.
like that
just
structure
in
does not
case.
seem necessarily. I mean, if I was a bad guy and I was setting, sorry, what was your name again?
Riggin.
Reagan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
we have
so
realized
much.
that we sort of continue our conversation as if the other person is not there, but I'm sure you all have a lot of work to do. So, like,
very rude.
please, Reagan.
Okay, I'm gonna go off and do my work.
and thank you
Okay,
for your
enjoy.
time.
Have a great time. Thank you, Reagan.
Glad I was of service.
You
everybody.
so much. Okay, so like, there's the big bad guy is hiding in the structure in the middle of the woods, and he's sending
Gotta be.
people
Seems
out. Right.
Seems logical.
Step one: kill some monsters, but the monsters are gonna keep coming
They're gonna
until
keep coming.
we make it to that big structure in the middle of the woods.
For
Kill the
sure.
big worm that's sending all the little worms out to kill the other people. Find and rescue our friend Hearn. Learn some stuff from our friend Heyman Piper, and then like
Possibly
winner, slip one
slay
dinner.
Croth the Defiler.
Forgot about Croth the Defiler.
Yeah, Croth is
Croth is definitely in that big structure in the middle of the woods.
for sure. That's gotta be Croth's house.
It's Cross House. It's International House of Cross.
It's gotta be.
International House of Croth.
It's gotta be, right? And that's probably, if I'm gonna be honest, what my intuition's telling me right now is probably where Emra came from, too. But let's take things as they come, right? Let's deal with the small worms and then the big worms and then the big defiler.
Let's try to not listen. You take your worms small, then big. That's what everyone always says.
Everybody's always said that.
So,
I've heard that.
What time is it?
It is now middle of the afternoon.
Okay. So
We've got some time to set a trap before
The safest
the
time of the
magic
day.
middle
hour.
afternoon. Magic hour's far away. There's witnesses everywhere. Let's get to trap setting.
Let's get to trapping.
All right.
Very good. So explain to me how you're going to set this trap.
Okay. So I sort of like gather around and do I have parchment and paper in my many things that I have? I'm a mage. I have to write down spells at some point. I have a quill of some point, I imagine. Maybe not.
Yeah, well, you took the Armored Warrior pack, didn't you?
Yeah, I did for no reason.
So that doesn't come with parchment and paper. So perhaps you need to head over to the company store and purchase some of that.
I could do that, or I could go back to a scribe who really loves us and loves it when I take up a lot of his time. I walk back into Blackmon house and be like, my guy, real quick, I will not huddle up in here again. Could I?
Yes, just take it.
Thank you, bye. Yeah.
Please add quill, ink, and paper to your inventory. Mm-hmm. Inventory items are important in this game.
Great.
Good thing I've been keeping such track
Yeah, I
of
definitely wrote them all down. It's great.
I just want to say you probably do have a spell book because you are a mage.
But you don't take notes in a spell. I mean, come on.
Right.
That's
But
rude.
now you have additional things that you can write with. And so what are you going to do?
Well, first just let me set the scene that we're doing an Ocean's 11, like huddled up. I'm unrolling this parchment on the floor and we're all looking down over it. And I'm like, I dip the quill and I scribble like, okay, so here's the perimeter, right? Here's the edge of where the woods meets the silkworm farm. That's where we know that these attacks tend to happen. So we need to set a big juicy trap somewhere right about here. I circle like one of the trees. And then I point like, that's that tree. Does that look good? How's that tree?
Seems like a good tree to me.
And what I think we should do is, Jazz, you're like pretty good at hiding, right?
Yeah, I know how to stay out of sight.
Great. I feel like this thing attacks worms. It also attacks people. There's no way it's already in the tree. So what if I got up in the tree as bait and we put an exploding, shall we say, rune at the bottom of the tree? And the reason I say me is because if either of you walk near this thing, it blows up. But if I do it, it doesn't.
Okay, that makes me uncomfortable though, you being the bait, because you're very squishy. And at least I can fight for myself. I could be the bait. But maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm like behind the rune or something. I don't know. Somewhere where I can fight and I go, hello, worm. I'm so tasty.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Right. I felt like I was doing my best. Silkworm.
I don't know that I can top that.
Never seen or heard one.
Here's the problem I'm bumping up against. It's really hard to sort of control the angle of enemy entry in this big open field.
Sure.
So like, I want to make sure that Jazz is hidden in a place where he can reach the monster if needed, but also isn't in range of the big.
Let me set the scene a little bit then to help you with that. I think that there are plenty of trees around and a lot of foliage. So it is possible for people that aren't acting as bait to hide nearby, outside of the range of your explosion.
Okay.
The entire farm is trees. It's just a section of the forest that's been kind of requisitioned by these worm tenders. Right. And I can tell you the trees also are covered in these thick green and white pods that kind of hang off of them, and they're quite large, maybe larger than they would be on Earth in our world. They are, the size of like footballs.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
That's bad. Okay. So
All right, if you want to be bait, I'll just hide behind a tree.
we can all
Why don't we
hide
ask one of
in
the workers
tree.
to be bait?
That's such a great idea, Jazz.
That's such a great idea.
And this is just me being cynical maybe, but I think someone's purposefully attacking these workers, trying to hinder them from doing their jobs.
So they won't
We're
come
not
to
dressed
us.
as workers, and so maybe the very presence of an armored mage would ward off our would-be attacker. So perhaps we could convince one of the workers to just pretend to go about their daily work while we lay in wait.
How's this?
No, that's a good idea.
I just want to put this out as a backup plan. Because I'm suspecting if I was a worker and someone came to me with this plan, I would say no, absolutely.
No, yeah, definitely.
But what if we didn't ask and we just set the trap where one of the workers already is?
Is working.
But see,
they
that's
don't
a problem
know.
because
But if
they're
they don't
going to
know
set
where
off
the
the
rune
big
is,
exploding
they're gonna
thing.
set off the rune for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we should ask. But Jazz, I'm going to leave that up to you because there's no way. Like, I'm going to say, hey, I'm just going to ruin it.
Yeah, talking to
let
people is
me-
hard for me.
Let me try.
So
Yeah.
you want to talk to the workers? Do you want to talk to Riggin again, or one of the other ones?
Let me talk to Riggin.
Hello, Jazz, was it?
Yes, Riggin, I have a favor to ask of you. We are attempting to set a trap for whatever beast is coming to befall this camp. And we need your help. We need your help to find this beast, and we need your help to save Heyman Piper. And so,
What can I
what
do?
we would like for you to do is just to go about your work. And we will hide in the trees and the foliage around you. My mage friend, he will plant a rune that will explode the beast when it comes close. And all you have to do is do your job. And when the moment comes, flee.
Run very
Will the
fast.
explosion be dangerous to me?
If you are next
No,
to
as
it,
long as
well,
you are not near the rune. We will instruct you as to where the rune is so that you do not come close.
well,
Very well.
We might need you to run past the rune, but don't get too close to
Sorry,
the
Jess
rune.
can't do that. If he runs past the rune, it's gonna.
Oh, okay. Just okay. Never
Think
mind. I
of
don't
it.
want you to
Think
go.
of it like a. Are you
Like a
familiar with the what do we call this? The dead man's trigger.
No, what is that?
Okay, so picture the. What do you like? Put a physical thing up in the tree for the worms.
Yes, we put
Okay.
the worms themselves up in the tree.
Okay, so I'm going to turn one of these worms into basically a big explosion. And as long as you're next to it, when I do that, it will not go off. Let me check the range on the thing that I that I am contemplating.
So yeah,
Suffice
totally.
to say that Reagan agrees to this. You guys have
Wow,
convinced him
great
without
job.
a roll that, well, he's a bit naive. So he's probably putting his life on the line and not realizing it. Whether you feel guilt about that is up to your character, but he will help you. So let's look up this spell and let's put this trap in place. Reagan
you,
is
Reagan.
out on the edge of the wood where you have decided to set your trap, where most of the attacks have occurred. Now that he's out here and the sun is starting to kind of sink, he seems a little bit more nervous than he did when he was talking to you, Jazz. And he is he's got a big basket that he's pulling along on wheels, and he's dropping ripe worms into it. The biggest pods, he's pulling them off of the trees. And he keeps kind of glancing over to perhaps where you are hidden, fearfully glancing over, like, is this okay? And I want to know what all three of our PCs are doing. Are we setting the trap, Mr. Corby?
Yes. Okay, so I can set this on an adjacent solid surface. Any creature that gets within 2 feet of it, that's extremely close, triggers it. However,
Okay.
anything that is next to it when the rune is cast does not set it off unless you get 2 feet away and then get back within 2 feet.
Okay. So,
So, team, what do we think? The tree? Maybe? Are we in the tree? Because we shouldn't set it in the tree if we're in the tree.
I think it should be on the ground. I just have a feeling that this monster doesn't come from the trees, that it comes from the ground, right? Claws? I don't know.
How tall is this tree?
very tall.
More than you would say 5 feet?
More than 5 feet for certain.
This is a great plan. Hey, what's this guy's name?
Riggin?
Reagan? I just need you to stay more than 5 feet up this tree.
You want me to climb into the tree?
Do you not usually climb into the tree?
Well, no, we do some climbing. Yes, okay.
How thick is this tree?
It's pretty thick. It's big.
How much damage would knock down a tree?
I'd
An explosion?
a tree of this size, you would need to do 20 or more damage.
You're gonna be fine. Just climb up that tree.
He begins climbing the tree.
And if you could just like sing a worker song, maybe about how like good you taste, or about have you heard the legend of the bear who pretends to be a rain cloud?
I haven't heard. I want to hear this one.
There's a bear and he wants to get up into the tree to get the delicious honey from bees. So he pretends to be a rain cloud.
I know the tune, and my mother used to sing it to me in Old Vothian.
That's what I need you to do. Okay.
Larnavasima Kapadi.
That's right.
He starts singing it.
Okay, so now you two. when
Rotilda
that-
starts to cry. It's
like,
beautiful.
we should all hide in or behind like other trees. Probably, I would say, on the other like wherever the edge of the woods is that isn't farm. It's gonna come from there. So
Yeah,
we should
for sure.
hide somewhere else.
I'm gonna
Wait for the big boom and then go out and hopefully it will already be dead.
Are you casting the spell?
Okay, is he up on the tree?
He's up in the tree. He's singing.
Yeah. Okay. I put my hand on the trunk of the tree.
I'm gonna go hide behind a tree, like I don't know, 15 feet away.
Great.
I will hide in the foliage.
Okay, yeah, you're behind like some thick bushes,
Yes.
about 15 feet as well.
Yes.
Okay, and it is up to you, Corby. Are you casting the rune?
Yeah. I say, I look at it. We ready? Okay.
And I'm like readying an attack. My sword is out. I am like focused.
This is what we call
Great.
My
having a
ultra
plan.
violence has been activated.
It's almost full dark now.
Oh,
And I'm hiding now.
Riggin sings in the tree. Are you with Rotilda or Jazz, or are you kind of behind your own kind of foliage at a distance, Corby?
I'm for sure with Rotilda.
yeah, you're with me for sure.
Okay, so he's singing in the tree, and let's see. I'm going to tell you how many minutes pass before anything happens, okay? Maybe many minutes. Let's see. Yeah, so over an hour has gone by, and that is when, after an hour, you hear from the tree, the singing stops, and Riggin goes, "Can I come down now?" But before he does, suddenly there is a glowing light from where you place the rune. It gets very bright, and then suddenly a huge explosion, little bits of burning leaves and pieces of tree start fluttering down out of the air. Something has set off your trap, and we'll find out what it was when we
No
come
way.
back from our ad break. You're watching the Game Garage play Worlds Without Number here on the Glass Cannon Network. We'll be right back. We're back with more Worlds Without Number on the Glass Cannon Network, and our party of heroes, Corby, Rotilda, and Jazz, set a trap for whatever's been killing the silk workers on the silk farm here in Edgewood Station. And they cast a rune. Specifically, Corby cast an explosive rune onto the side of one of the trees after they set one of the workers up as bait, and that rune has just exploded. This bright flash goes out through the night. Pieces of tree fall from the sky, burning. There was an extreme blast nearby, and you can tell me how you're going to advance to look at your handiwork. What set off the trap?
I am going to, with sword drawn, very quickly but stealthily approach to see what happened.
I put a hand on your shoulder the second you start to move. I'm a little concerned. Normally, when I do that, I have a follow-up thought where I wonder how much damage that did. I didn't have that thought this time, so...
Well, let's see how much damage it did. That's important.
Well, I just want to ask a quick question. Are there flames?
It is fiery, right?
It is an elemental explosion. It can be of my choosing. I think this one I think I did want this one to be flames. Yeah.
Thank you for yes-anding my description. Would you like to roll the damage that you've done?
I would. That is 2d6 plus caster level, which I assume is 1. Right?
It's 1 for you, yeah. Wow, that's a good amount of damage.
Yeah. Didn't roll great, but that is 5 damage.
5 damage. I'm making a note of it. And
to the squirrel that set off the rune.
So it sounded like Rotilda wanted to kind of sneak out and kind of take a look carefully. Is anybody following her?
I'm gonna hit it while it's down if I can.
Corby, can't you use your flame sight to see closer to the explosion and what's happening within the explosion?
I would love to know how to do that, but I was thinking about studying, and I was like, do I want to be able to blow stuff up or have flame sight? And I don't have flame sight.
Oh man,
that is the next one.
Remember that one time we were sitting around talking about flame sight? I'm so sorry, buddy.
Was that a art or a spell? Flame sight. It was a spell, right?
They're both arts.
Oh, okay. You didn't take that art.
I did not. I only got 1 art, and I took Rune of Destruction.
Very good. Okay, so people will have to go up and bodily check out what has happened. You can hear Riggin screaming from up in the tree. Now, he is shouting and screaming in despair.
Despair?
Yes. He sounds very upset.
Well, that's normal, but are there any words?
The worms!
Oh, dang, we're burning those worms.
Okay, well, that's fine. If we killed the beast. I'm gonna approach. I'm approaching.
I'm not checking it out.
Rotilda, I believe, leaves the other 2 behind.
Yeah.
Well, Jazz is somewhere else. Jazz is in a different bush.
Rotilda, when you arrive at the tree, Riggin is clambering down it and actually trying to use his gloves to put out a fire on one of the pods hanging off of the tree. But you can see that. Let's see. Yeah, that sounds good. This many. 6 pods on various trees have caught on fire, and the trees are. Look, it's not going to be a forest fire, but there are some fires lit throughout. People will have to put them out, or the crop is going to be damaged. So he has begun doing that. The area where the explosion went off, there's a big glowing orange sort of crater, and you do not immediately see any sort of body. You may roll notice if you'd like.
Okay. I don't have notice, so
it'll be a -1, but in
-1.
this case, it is only a difficulty of 6. So you're going to roll 2d6 and -1.
That's a nat 12, baby!
2 nat 12.
Rotilda, you immediately notice a tiny burnt ball nearby. And poking it perhaps with your sword, you see that a small hedgehog was blown to smithereens by the blast.
All right,
Cool.
false alarm, folks. It was a hedgehog.
Cool.
False alarm. So I'm gonna help put out fires.
I can't cast any more spells today, so
Well, it's nighttime. We'll have to wait
Is it
till
good?
tomorrow anyway. Set a new trap.
So if you guys want, you can go and find lodging, maybe at Gorik's Games house, and then try again tomorrow so that our mage has spells, or you could continue tonight. It is up to you.
well, I guess I do have spells. I just can't do that again.
Well, I like that one. I thought
You
the
actually
trap was a
can't-
really good idea.
You actually can't cast anything else until you've rested.
Why not?
You
get
can
to
only cast one a day.
You have 4 spells. You can
That was
prepare.
not a spell.
Oh, it was an art.
That was an art.
Forgive me. You're fine. Yes, forgive me.
You're forgiven.
Yeah, you can cast spells, so you can continue on your adventure if you want.
Let me see what I have and if it would
At
be useful.
nighttime? I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't matter, but
It's completely up to you. You can wait till the morning.
it kills things at dawn and at dusk. That makes me feel like it's nocturnal, right? Because that's what nocturnal creatures do. They kill things at dawn and dusk when things that are still alive during the day are awake and they've just woken up or they're finishing their night. So I don't know if going out at nighttime is like the best idea, you guys. Can we just like set up a tent and sleep on the wood? Sleep like right here?
That, I'm going to say, Rotilda, sounds like a bad idea to me. If we were going to sleep, I would say we should go sleep not out here in a tent.
I just didn't want to spend any money. You know me, I'm a tight purse strings.
We can go sleep on the ground in the town.
I'm sure we can convince someone to give us lodging.
Okay, yeah, let's try it.
Very well. Are you going to head back into town and convince someone to give you lodging?
I think that's a good idea. At least just for the night. I don't know, I just feel I don't feel good about going into the woods at night.
I
just
hear
think-
you.
I think it would be better if we started in the morning.
Well,
Let's do that.
It
Yeah.
would give you visibility issues going into the woods at night because it
Yeah.
would be very dark. So you head back into Edgewood Station, and who are you going to convince to give you lodging for free?
Bragomar Addis.
Yeah, was
Yeah, hell
Bragomar,
yeah, Bragomar.
was that his office or was that his house?
That was his office, and so I need
We could
you.
sleep in his
We're going to
office.
sleep in his office.
He's burning the midnight oil. He's burning the midnight oil. He's in his office.
You won't even notice.
Let's cut to the chase and give me a convince roll. Your convince is normally just is it at 0, Jazz?
My convince is at 0.
Let's see if he's been told that you guys destroyed some of his worms.
We put the fires out.
Sure. He actually hasn't been told that yet. So normal convince roll will do. Difficulty of 8.
Any of that
Alright,
fire
so,
that was from me magically disappears after a set amount of time.
Right. Okay.
Like it can set other stuff on fire, but the main fire disappears by itself.
Okay.
2d6s.
Yes, sir.
And I have a charisma bonus of 1.
Add 1 to that.
Hell yeah. 8.
That makes it.
Is a success. And so he takes you to some rooms that are used for that have big boilers in them, and they set up some makeshift places where you can kind of lay and on top of these barrels and things. It's not very comfortable, but
Oh,
it
this
is
is
a
better
free
than my
place to
bedroom
sleep.
at home. It's nice. It's got
I've
a
slept in worse places for sure.
roofs all in one piece. There's
You are
not a lot
sheltered.
of rats.
You are safe. The entire compound is sort of fenced in, so no one needs to keep watch or anything. You feel like you can rest easily. And so, do you get up before the dawn, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I want to get up before the dawn and I want to be at the woods by dawn. Just in case something happens, I want to be around.
Do people agree to this plan?
I agree.
I also agree. I have a
Great
new
idea, Rocco.
plan. That's
New
a good-
plan?
Well, not, I mean your plan, but I have a new way to do the plan.
I'm excited. Let's go.
You are walking through the high grass that is wet with dew. The entire world has sort of a blue filter on it because the first rays of sunlight are just starting to filter through the woods, up over the woods to where you are walking, and you have come to the edge of the wood once again. What is your plan, Corby?
Well, okay, first of all, new explosion's not going to be fire. Because I should have, new explosion is just going to be like air, just like force.
Big
I'm
wind.
trying not to, a big wind.
Big
I was
wind.
thinking it could be earth, but I feel like that would also probably shrapnel and destroy the tree in a bad way. My other plan was higher up on the... Do hedgehogs climb trees?
Hedgehogs
Don't climb trees.
do not climb trees.
Okay.
At least the ones in the latter earth don't.
Great point.
Because I don't want like a lizard or something to step on this thing and blow it up. And I feel like that's what we're asking for if we do it again.
Can you make your rune like be weight pressure sensitive so it's not like a 1 pound lizard will set it off, but
it's
just
proximity.
feather light.
Stuff gets close to it and it blows up.
That's tough. That's tough.
You can't throw it.
Yeah, we put it on a thing that is throwable. We could do. It needs to if we I don't know if we put like a stick in the ground, we could do it to the top of the stick. But then that's just asking for a bird to land on it and blow it up.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like the idea of putting it like halfway up the tree trunk.
That's honestly what I thought I did last time, but the hedgehog got within 2 feet of it and blew it up.
Snark.
It's a
So
shame.
I may only know one skill and it might be useless.
I don't know. I just want to try it again, and maybe we'll be luckier this time, and it won't be a hedgehog, and it'll be a moth.
Let's try it again. We're here. Let's do it one more time.
I just thought it was such a good idea. Like, it didn't
Yeah,
work,
let's
but
see
like,
what happens.
Listen.
I still believe in you.
Listen, this is
not a bad idea.
Maybe we'll just do this every day for the next month until we get one. We're not in a rush.
No.
You
People
may
in
be
Dungeons and
joking
Dragons-
around, but it's not impossible for you to do that. We can make time pass like that and keep, just kind of quickly roll your attempts. But for now, let's handle this minute by minute. So once again, you're casting the rune, this time higher up on the tree, you said,
A little
right?
higher.
Okay, and the others are hiding approximately 15 feet away in behind trees and foliage, and then
Same
you're running off.
situation.
You're running off as well. Is that correct,
That's right.
Corby?
That's right.
Okay.
You're just going to hide behind me.
Here we go. You've set the rune. A glowing rune is about, what would you say, like chest high to a man on the tree, or higher?
Yeah, it's like I went and walked out and put my hand on it.
Okay.
So, 4.5
let's
feet up.
see how long it is before something finds this rune, if anything does at all. Okay. So again, like an hour goes by. There's more sunlight in the sky. Soon it will be full day, and okay, okay. Are you watching the location?
Yeah. Eagle eye, baby.
Okay. All right. A big brown lumbering shape comes kind of scampering out of the wood. It is the size of a man. You see a bunch of spines on its back sort of kind of move as it kind of moves along. You see it pulling the pods off the side of the trees and just biting into them. The juice from the worm dripping in globby droplets down onto the high grass. It moves toward your rune. It reaches to grab a pod above your rune, and it comes within 2 feet. Please roll your damage, Corby.
Okay.
For this porcupine man.
I rolled an 11, and that's +1. So that's 12 damage.
Boom! This time it's just air, you said, right?
This time it's just force. Just
The
air.
man-sized creature goes flying across a small clearing, smashes into the earth, actually near to, let's say, Actually, I'm going to decide this like this. Smashes into the earth near Jazz and lays there motionless. The thing can now be examined. The sun comes up over the trees. It is full day.
I'm sprinting to come be with Jazz and look at this thing.
Oh man. How close is it to where I'm at?
It is within 5 feet of you.
I don't know if this thing is dead.
Is it dead?
I don't like not knowing if this thing is dead.
Corby, what are you doing?
Hiding behind a tree.
Yes. Okay, great. Do you want to wait till Rotilda arrives, Jazz, or do you want to act? The thing lays there. It's not moving.
Man.
I'll put it this way. If it's not dead, we shouldn't be fighting it. Because that's twice as many hit points as any of us have.
Can I do... Okay, so I'm an assassin and I can do this. I can do like an execution attack.
That's right.
Which is like, I can sneak up on something and then attack it with, and it won't miss.
I imagine it is not particularly in a noticing people mood.
You still roll a skill roll based on your stab or shoot.
Okay.
I would say that this thing is adequately, it's prone, it's not facing you, so you can go ahead and make the execution attack now if you'd like.
Brutal.
I want to. Let's see how I want to try this. Okay, let me pull my bow and
Point blank.
I'm gonna shoot this thing. Oh wait.
In the
5 feet away
friggin'
from
brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? No, I'm gonna dagger it because a melee attack does not miss with an execution attack. So I'm going to stab, sneak and stab. Do I have to do the sneak too? Or is it close?
You
enough
actually
that I
don't
can just
have you don't have to do the sneak, but let's do it for fun. Give me 2d6 roll with your sneak skill in mind. You have a sneak 0, is that right?
My sneak is at 0.
Yeah, so no penalty. Go ahead and give me that sneak roll. Tell me how it goes.
It's an 8.
An 8. Okay, that's an excellent roll. Most things you run across will be an 8 difficulty, and so you now see where this thing's throat is, and you are now looking down, and the sunlight's shining on it, and it's got a snout, and you see that its back and its head are covered in spines. It's
a were-porcupine.
It's a hedgehog man. Yes.
Oh my god.
A hedgehog man.
A hedgehog man.
It looks grotesque. It looks like it has like other problems. Like it has like sort of like a hair lip to its face, and one of its hands looks kind of stunted and not quite as long and limber as its other arm. Are you going to slash its throat?
Yes.
You do so. Hot blood gushes from the wound, and if the thing wasn't dead before, spoiler alert, it was dead before. The rune killed it.
Yeah, totally got it.
But it is completely safely dead now, with no question.
Jazz, I'm so glad you killed that because my explosion clearly just knocked it out.
Yeah, wow.
Actually, I actually think you might have killed it, but you can never be too sure. I once saw a man get snapped in half by a bear he thought was dead.
Oh, wow. Jazz, you've seen so much.
Rotilda has arrived. Corby, do you join them now?
Yeah, I do now. Okay. So,
A hedgehog.
can I do a
Can we
I suspect that this is the work. I suspect that this is the work of our good friend
Croth the Defiler?
Croth the Defiler. I am now putting together a different picture. Picture this.
Okay.
You're a wizard.
Yeah.
You suck big time. But
Big.
this is like your house. You have a big structure in the middle of the woods. All of a sudden, this company sets up shop in your territory.
Noisy, full of worms.
What are you gonna do? you're gonna make a bunch of magical beasts, and you're gonna sick them on the people until the people go away, and you get your forest back.
Well, see, here's now what I think that is absolutely, you're nailing it, Corby. That's exactly where I'm at.
And you're a big worm. You're a big worm, and you don't like that all.
Oh, you
what
think
these
Croth
people
is a
are
big
doing.
worm? You're still on the big worm thing?
You're a big worm. And
Okay,
you don't
for
like
real.
that this business is all of these people taking little worms away
Okay.
from you, the worm lord.
Okay.
Feels like there's several theories
I was with you.
involved here.
Well, okay, so here's the thing I'm worried about. This is a hedgehog man, and it is Croth the Defiler. I'm really worried we just killed a guy.
We for sure did. No. This was a man. Sorry.
This was
can
a
I
man.
Can I do a magical, I guess, examination of this thing?
you
Because
can roll
from
your
your
magic skill.
Great. Because from your description, I suspect that this
This is a guy.
person that has been forcibly turned into a hedgehog.
Listen,
Is
Jazz.
this Hearn?
Jazz, don't worry about it. We had to kill this hedgehog. You did kill it.
Also, this is not Herm. Herm's mountain size. This is
Herm's
man
mountain
size.
This is a man. It could be Heyman the scholar, the
Yeah,
famous
it
scholar.
could be Heyman the scholar,
You might have killed Heyman,
but not Herm.
but not Herm. And I wouldn't worry about it, Jess. You had to do what you had to do to save us.
I have a 1 in magic, so do I add that to this 2d6
Yeah, you'll add
roll?
that to this roll, yeah.
And we're definitely going to get at least 100 silver for it. So 100 silver for killing a guy. I've killed so many guys and I haven't gotten any silver for it. So.
That's only a
You make a
7.
great point.
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay, I will just say that you know of no known spell that can transform a man into this horrible hedgehog man hybrid. And to you, and your limited experience as a level 1 mage, Corby, it speaks of elder magics, of things that the old Vothians knew how to do, or perhaps even the outsiders.
Listen, I have a new theory. There's no
Okay.
way there's no way the Defiler did this.
Why?
This is too next level. You could never figure something like,
What if Croth is next level? Why are you underestimating Croth right now?
if that's the case, we should leave immediately. Because
probably true.
none of us are in a scenario where that's a fight that we're walking away from.
And that's a great point.
Can I examine the face and body of this hedgehog man to see if there's any remnants of man left?
That's
Yeah,
that's
there's
an
sign of
interesting.
intelligence or clothing or
yeah, like anything that would tell us if this was actually a man or if this hedgehog. Because see, guys, you could really do it one of two ways. Do you take a hedgehog and make it a man,
Make it a
or do you
man.
take a man and make it
And make
parts
it a
hedgehog?
hedgehog.
So
You're
I want to
saying
see if
this
there's
is the
any.
hedgehog from yesterday, but
Them
back
saying
to
that.
life and big.
He could easily be using dark magics to give humanity to
two
hedgehogs.
hedgehogs. Okay,
And that
so
I
then
don't mind so much.
No, I don't
that
mind
I feel
that.
like is like
it's kind of nice.
that's
Make a
kinda
no
nice.
roll while you're looking at it.
What do I use? 2c6s again?
And you don't have no, so it'll be at -1.
I do.
Do you have a intelligence modifier?
Oh, I don't think so. No, it's 11.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Oh, a 5. However,
Okay.
I'm an expert and I have a skill called Masterful Expertise that allows me to re-roll any non-combat roll to see if I can be successful.
Hell yeah.
That's
Now,
super.
how many times a day can you do that? Does it
1
say that?
million times a day.
Yeah, I'm gonna go read the paragraph myself.
Every day,
Every single time.
time.
Sure.
I think it's every single time.
I think
Actually,
it's every day,
Jared.
every
don't,
time.
Don't
I
check.
don't think it is.
You don't need to check. I just checked and it's every single time.
Yeah, I said every day, every time. Don't even worry about it. Close
Jared.
the book.
Well,
That's
we
what
don't
the
need
book
to
says.
know right this second, so you can go ahead and. Do you want to use that now? Perhaps it is
Once per scene.
once per scene. Okay, that's pretty good. So go ahead. I would go ahead and use that once
I
per
use
scene
it
is a
all the
lot.
time.
That's pretty good.
And it's a 7.
A 7. I'm sorry. There's just no way to tell whether this is, as you have put it, a man turned into a hedgehog or a hedgehog turned into a man.
It was a good thought, Jazz. It was a really good
Listen,
thought.
here's what I know about magic is that you can't know anything about it.
That's true.
So you don't need to be embarrassed about that at all.
I do think you're probably wrong about that, Corby, but I love the energy, and so I'm with you.
I agree with you, what you just said.
Let's drag this hedgehog man back to town and get our 100 silver. That's at least worth something.
Yeah,
Let's
and
do it.
also, do we have the little hedgehog?
From yesterday?
Yeah, because that's evidence.
Did you keep it?
Yeah, certainly you can have the little hedgehog from yesterday.
I didn't keep it. Corby, you kept it?
It's kind of in pieces and very badly burnt, but yes,
Oh, I
you can
don't
have
want it. No, that's horrible. That's a nightmare. I buried it, and I gave it I made it a little grave.
You arrive back at the offices, if that is still what you're going to do, and true to his word, Bragamar Addis, he puts a handkerchief over his face as he's looking at the thing like, oh, God, oh, gods.
Why are you doing that? It
disgusting.
doesn't smell.
I don't want it to release some sort of vapor. No.
Okay, well, we'll leave it outside then. You don't want it
Clearly
in
a
here?
wicked thing.
It's definitely wicked.
But true to my word, you've killed a beast. Possibly the beast that was killing my men based on those claws. So, he opens the safe. 100 silver. He throws it down on the table in front of you.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much, dude. Since I am the leader, I'm gonna keep it. And for all of us. Okay, guys?
Yep.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
Why are you making it sound so suspicious?
Because I don't want
to carry it.
I don't want you guys to know that I want to spend it all on Leonard, my horse. But I'm not going to, not yet, but I want
Are you embarrassed that you don't know how to divide that number by 3?
I wasn't taught math in my life.
Okay.
So no, I cannot do that.
I can do that if that's the issue. I can do that for you.
Yeah, sure, if you want to, and then I'll know exactly how much I can spend on things like
Leonard.
Well, then why don't
Leonard.
why don't I take 33, Corby?
I'll take 33. And
then-
you as the leader, Matilda, you could take 34.
Love that.
I was thinking
Thank
the
you so
exact same
much.
thing.
Wow, you guys, we're a real team. In
Do you
this
believe that
trio.
you've solved the problem now?
Absolutely not. There's no way that this was the only thing going on out there. And the real team Jazz Trio, still working on it, is
It's closer.
we're getting there. This could have killed one of the people, but what are the odds that this one thing killed them all? There's a bunch of these guys, right? And they come
Might
from a
be.
tower and they're magical and it's the Defiler and we're in way over our heads.
How many do you think there are out there?
Oh, 12, 13. Who can say? Could be more. If I were you, I'd wrap this whole thing up. I'd move out. But I'm not you, and I'm spiraling a little bit, and I think I'm actually good for right now.
Corby, you're good, buddy. You're all good. You're
You
safe.
did a great job. We couldn't have
Well,
done
if you
this
want
did a
more of
great
my
job.
silver, you'll bring more of these bodies back.
Okay.
I'm impressed. Thank you.
No, this was great. Thank you so much.
Be careful
Bragamar.
out there.
Thank you so much. We are just gonna chat in here for a little while
Yeah,
longer.
do you mind if we
you
chat
don't mind.
here, or would you
We're
rather we
chat
go
right
somewhere
here
else?
in your office?
Please don't chat in my office.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We will.
Let's go to. Can we actually? I would love to actually sort of go to Gorik's game house real quick, and I need like a drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
now.
Calm your nerves or something, buddy, for sure. Let's go get a drink.
Yeah, let's do
Very
it.
good. You arrive, and Emra brings you the drinks that you have asked for.
Hey, Emra, thanks for the drink. You didn't used to be a hedgehog, right?
A hedgehog?
You don't have any
Yeah.
memories of like you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, oh, I thought my back had squills on it, but it doesn't. I'm fine.
No, I'm sorry. That doesn't sound familiar.
You don't need to
Okay.
be sorry. I love that answer.
Yeah, that's actually great news for us. Are both your arms the same length? Just super quick. Super quick. Yep.
Those are great.
Good. Okay,
Don't let
great
anyone
arms.
tell you otherwise.
Really nice. Milky white skin, very soft
Found
looking.
anything?
Yeah, we killed a
Have you
big
learned
hedgehog
anything?
man. Learned? No. Killed? Yes. So here's the problem, y'all. Jazz, Matilda. So there's another murder probably happening right now because we're in here and we're not out there. And
Right.
as if to say the problem has not been solved. Like
Absolutely not.
Like right
I
on
mean-
cue. I'm expecting a farmer to come right through that door at any moment,
Yeah.
being like, "It's another one."
I mean,
Emra,
only time will tell.
oh, yeah, time will definitely tell. When there's bodies, they just keep piling up.
You say the best stuff.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I hated
It's just
that, but
how
the
it
way you
goes
said
down.
it is like so true.
You just sound so cool all the time.
So what's the
What were you
plan?
going to say to Emma?
Emra, I just wanted to ask you, do you ever have nightmares?
Yes, sometimes.
Tell me. Tell me of them.
Sorry.
I
Do you need like space?
see myself running through leaves, weeds, flowers, vegetation everywhere. It surrounds me and I can't cut it down. I can't pull it away. I can't get out. I'm trapped inside of it. It's like a grove that closes in on me.
And within these nightmares, have you ever seen a tower?
A structure.
A house for a man named Croth the Defiler. Does that mean anything to you?
Yes. Yes, that name sounds familiar. And I see in my mind's eye a tower. I think I even know where it is.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Quick,
Okay.
grab
She
some
Points
parchment.
towards the woods, and she points far to the southwest.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. We really
So now-
appreciate you.
Well, don't
Delving
go
into
looking for it.
Yeah, we don't
I
think
don't
that's
think
a
you were
great
going
idea.
to. You said you weren't going to the last time we met, right? You're good here.
I couldn't possibly.
Good. That's great.
Yeah, I think that's for the best.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, sounds
Should be.
right. I'm also terrified, just for the record, and I haven't even seen it in my nightmares. My nightmares are totally different.
I think I'm gonna put a silver on bugs, and then that's gonna be probably it for me tonight.
So I looked, and luck save is actually 10 minus your level.
Okay.
So let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's actually right on the sheet.
Yeah, that is what it says.
10 minus level. So for your silver that you put on bugs, please roll a luck save.
That's
Oh no,
each-
it's 16.
No, luck. It says
It
10
says
minus
16
level.
on my
It says
sheet.
16 minus level on my sheet too.
Are you sure? My
It's
sheet's
not,
Positive.
10.
it's not even the number. It's not
I
even
sent you
saying
the
that
sheets.
because the
Yeah,
sheet's
it
from
says-
you.
It says
The sheet is
16
from
minus
me.
level. That's what it says.
All right, well, that makes it harder. So go ahead. Try to roll.
Sorry.
And it's a 2d6, right?
Or maybe it makes
try
it
to get
easier
above
because you're trying to
16?
roll. You're trying to roll. Yeah. No. You're trying to roll. You're trying to roll above. You're trying to roll it or above. So
On a d20.
Yeah.
on a d20.
Got it. That's a natural 20, my friend.
No way!
So you
It's
now
bugs!
you now turned that 1 silver into 2 silver.
Boom!
And that's 20 on one
With
silver.
a nat
I feel
20
great.
on
I'm
bugs.
quitting while I'm ahead, baby.
Good job, buddy. I
Take
love
my
that.
1 silver and get out of here.
You know what? I think that's an omen. I think we did a really good job. I don't think there's
did.
any more
I think we're
hedgehog
done.
men in the woods. I don't think a farmer's gonna come rushing in at any moment and say another worker's been eaten.
Let's go back to Bragmar's office and get some sleep.
Let's go celebrate.
Well, it's the middle of the day, but you can certainly sleep again if you'd like.
Let's just hang out and party for the
Listen,
rest of the afternoon to
I'm just-
celebrate what a great work we've done.
I'm
And
just-
then we'll celebrate by snuggling in Bragamar's office later.
I'm just feeling like I put in a day's worth of effort into
Yeah.
casting that rune.
Yeah.
Sure. So do you want to wait to what is the plan? What is the next steps?
Travel on, I guess, because I think we did it. I think we nailed it.
This town's problems are
unless
behind
do we
us.
want to go into the woods and see that tower? I'm scared of the tower.
As a pure sandbox game, I must respect any decision you have to travel on.
Okay, here's my question. Do we, like, here's the threads that I would like to tie up. Where Herm. Right?
Where Herm.
Also, where
Heyman.
Heyman Piper. Where Herm, where Heyman Piper. And then also, Croth the Defiler sounds like a man who would kill us all immediately.
For sure.
So, like,
Perhaps.
I want to go there and check that out, but also I do not feel adequately prepared to do that. So that's what's on my scales right now.
Yeah. Maybe we just do a reconnaissance mission
It's the middle of the day. It seems to be the safest time
to the tower.
to go into the forest, and it is in the
That's a great
southwest part
Southwest.
of the forest. So perhaps we could just keep traveling until we see it, and if not, we're going to be trapped.
I don't know how far it is out there.
Be up against
Look,
the mountains and the river.
It's an old school dungeon crawl RPG. At some point, you're going to have to journey into the wilderness, and at some point, you're going to have to camp there overnight. It's just
So
how
right.
these
You'd
things
like
work.
that, wouldn't you? You'd love for us to go and do
Mister,
that.
I made up 18 more characters for you on day
Yeah.
2. No problem.
Well, the joke's
What if
on
we
you.
spend-
We're
What if we spend all our time putting it on the...
Don't
We're
let
just
me
gonna
influence
stay
you.
at Gorix.
Don't let me influence you too much. Don't let me make you do something you don't want to do. If you guys want to do careful, like kind of going a little bit in and then coming back to the town, that's certainly possible. Certainly up to you.
That's at least what we should do today.
Yeah, in the event that we do have to camp in the woods, that is actually a scenario that I can somewhat protect us for once a day.
That's pretty cool. All right. I'm into it.
Is there an armorer or a blacksmith in this town?
I'm a blacksmith. What do you need?
Sorry. I mean, a current black. You used to be
Like
a blacksmith.
a non-magical
still blacksmith. What do you
blacksmith.
need?
No. Like a non-magical blacksmith, I think is what
Right.
I
Somebody
mean.
who's just like really into blacksmithing, right? Like a real good smithy. Maybe we could just.
But a normal guy, not like a cool magic guy like you. He can't do what you can do, just a normal guy.
Oh, he took
I'm
all that
confused.
time and put
Do you
it
need
into
something
smith.
from me or not?
No,
I
thought,
don't think
well,
so, buddy.
We've got time. We've got money. We might look into purchasing some new equipment.
Upgrading our
I don't know
gear.
if there's a smith here, but there's definitely a general store, right?
Right, Game Master?
There is. There's a. Sorry. I was quickly adding some notes. Yes, there is a company store.
But is there a
where?
smith?
Certainly.
Oh, okay.
Well, no. I mean, look. There's not really like a full blacksmith shop, but the company store has stuff that's been sent down from the capital.
Okay, word.
What are you trying to purchase?
I don't know, some more stuff.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
What do you-
'cause I
what
could
would you
make
like?
a bunch of stuff.
A bunch of
it is,
stuff.
Like better
We need
armor? Or
Nice, a
Can I
really
make
nice
my
blade.
Well,
my
I gotta
sword's
tell you, my
nicer?
favorite part of any role-playing game, especially
Shopping.
one that's being aired for mass consumption, is the slow shopping trip. Why don't we do this to kind of speed it up?
You're gonna really
Each
like
of you
it.
tell
You're
me
gonna really like it when we do it, though, Jay.
montage. Pretty
Each of you
montage.
tell me one thing that you'd really like to buy that you think is important, and it could be like a pack of things like, oh, I want everything I need to camp, right? Something like that. Or I want to make sure that I'm never in trouble if it gets dark. Like I always have light to see by, and we'll
I have
quickly...
3 torches.
You have
Correct.
3 torches right now, exactly. I have the adventuring gear page open. What are we purchasing?
Yeah, I want camping stuff. Stuff that we could, so if we camp, we are comfortable and well fed and all of that business.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you to camp you need rations. So you buy some rations. Do you want like a week of rations? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
That costs you 5 silver. And then you're also going to get a tent. I'm not seeing it here, but I'm going to say that costs you 15 silver.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And then I just want to buy a little treat for Leonard.
And
Just
a little treat
one.
for Leonard, 1 silver.
Okay. Little treat.
Okay.
I love my little guy.
That tent is premium. It's large enough for all 3 of you to fit in if you
All
don't
4 of
mind
us.
sleeping. The horse as well?
He'll lay down. We spoon.
Okay.
We're very close.
Okay. What would other people like? Corby,
I'm good.
you're good. Jazz, what are you looking to purchase?
Love to find some throwing blades.
Some throwing blades. Okay, so weaponry. If you want some throwing blades, then I can tell you that each of those will cost 3 silver pieces. And they need to be readied, right? So normally I'm going to imagine that you're carrying, you got to tell me what weapon you have readied. And then if you are pulling out the throwing blades, you have to tell me that. And that's like an action to kind of do that.
No doubt. I would like. They're 3 apiece.
Yeah.
I'll take 5.
So,
Oh my God, are you not planning on picking them back up after you throw them? Good for you, big spender here.
So
we're gonna rip those right out of whoever we stick them in.
here in the company store, the man says scrip or silver, and you all pay silver. But you can see that the workers here pay in like these like paper money that has the Angra Bedu Corp logo on it.
Bedu bucks.
Bedu bucks, exactly.
It's a real company town.
So now you have purchased some things that you wanted. I really don't want to rush you through this. I want to be a good game master and allow you to shop some more if you need to. So is there anything else you could think that you might want to have?
Yes.
Okay.
I need several small lamps or candles that can be set on the ground.
Interesting.
This is okay. Is this just so you can have them on hand when you
vibes.
need to? Yeah. When you need to show off.
A lantern costs 10 silver.
Smaller than that.
A
What about-
pint of oil. You want a candle, you said.
Just like a bunch of candles.
A candle is 1 copper piece. So you can have as many of those as you want for 1 silver, I'm going to say.
We got 10 of them, right, for a silver.
Okay, great.
If
Yep,
they're a
that sounds
copper
right.
piece, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. Take 20 candles. Or 2
Okay.
silver.
2 silver, please, and you have your 20 candles.
Wow. I want to come out with like bags in my hands and like twirling from the store and go, I've seen my family do that. I've always wanted to. Oh, that was fun.
And so your inventories have been augmented by your new purchases. I love in-game economy. So fun talking about exchange rates. But now we are going to move back to the adventure, and let me know where you would like to go next.
I think we're heading out towards the structure,
We're going to the woods.
right?
Yep, we're going in a beeline southwest structure word.
Okay, great. So you are on the farm first, and then you are heading into the woods proper, past where the worms are hanging onto the trees, and deeper into the woods, correct? Mm-hmm. The sunlight almost doesn't make it through the thick canopy above you, but in place it comes down in very clear shafts where there's small openings, and in those openings you can see just like tiny, clouds of like pollen and vegetation, because it's very lush here. You are here during the spring when everything is very verdant and full, and in fact walking is kind of tough because there isn't a clear path here at all, and so you're having to constantly step over old rotting logs, and there's a lot of thorns here and brambles that kind of become very thick, and in fact you're going to need to use your swords to kind of cut through them in places, and you travel just to be clear, to get through the first kind of area of 6 miles, it'll take you about a day to
This
kind of
place is more than 6
to kind of
miles
fully
away.
explore it. To kind of fully explore this. Well, this first place that you're headed to through the southwest. You might call it a hex of territory. It's about 6 miles wide. If you want to fully explore it, it'll take you a day. If you want to keep beelining toward the southwest, then it might take you less time. But you're going to get farther away from the farm and the village as you do so.
We don't need to explore the wood. We're not looking for something in the wood. Like, this is a structure, right? We either find it or we don't.
You want to beeline till you find the structure. Is that correct?
That's my gut. What do you two think?
I don't necessarily want to look for trouble in these woods when I know that I'm headed. The trouble you know.
I guess
right?
we might run into another, like, porcupine man or a hedgehog man. If
It's certainly possible.
I want to be careful, but I'm not looking to, like, know it's in these woods. I'm trying to
spend a day examining every hex of this forest.
Yeah.
That I have no interest in doing.
Okay, great. So then to get through that first thick area, I'm gonna just roll a D8 to see how many hours it takes you when you get through each area of like 6 miles, going as fast as you can. And unfortunately, the first time I rolled an 8. So
just to be clear, it takes 6 hours to explore a hex thoroughly, but to go right through
it takes a day to explore a hex thoroughly.
Great. Okay, so we saved 4 hours.
You saved 16 hours right now.
We sleep for half the day.
Okay, so you're moving through the. Okay, so you're moving through. You're moving through, and let's see here. Okay. During after you've been like kind of moving through for 8 hours, I need notice rolls from everybody.
Yeah.
That is a skill I actually do have.
Oh, Jesus.
So no minus, but I rolled one good and one bad.
I rolled a 6 minus 1.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
5, 7, 7.
Okay. All right. So you're as surprised at it as it is when you guys come out into a little clearing, and you see across the clearing, emerging from the woods, a man-sized hog, thick tusks, hairy mane, snorting. It's got a big bulbous belly. It's completely naked, and it's got long, like hoof-like hands. And it notices you, and it immediately starts squealing and running toward you. Please roll a D8. And does anybody have a dexterity bonus? A dexterity modifier that's in the positive?
No.
No? Okay. So the way initiative in this game works is both sides roll a D8, and whoever rolls higher is the one to go first.
I rolled a 6.
Only one of you should roll, the one with the dexterity bonus. But because none of you have a dexterity bonus, let's just go with Corby's roll of a 6, okay?
Sorry, y'all.
That's okay, because you won the initiative. Your entire party can go before this thing does. It's running across towards you. So you get a main action and a move action on your turn, and then you can do a lot of what's called an on-turn action or instant action, which are things like, pulling something out of a pack or dropping to prone or talking. So a main action is doing something like attacking or casting a spell, and a move action is moving, obviously. The thing is currently, we're going to say... The thing is currently 40 feet away from you.
40 feet.
And it's running toward you. You guys can go in any order you'd like. It squeals. You see thick, foamy saliva dripping from its jowls, and you see its red little beady eyes staring at you in fury and hatred.
I'm gonna move into the front of the group with my sword readied. And I'm gonna wait for him to get close enough, and then I'm gonna take a big old chop at him. Big chop.
Okay, great. Would you like to do something which is called a delayed action, meaning that you can do a instant action on it, meaning on its turn you can attack when it arrives at you?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what I want to do.
I believe it's called a delayed action. So basically, you are ready to chop the second it gets close enough. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Rotilda comes forward, raises her shield and her sword, and prepares to attack the thing. It is still 40 feet away, running toward you. What are Corby or Jazz going to do?
Can I get out of sight? Like run into the bushes nearby?
Yeah, give me a sneak roll.
You and you. Ugh. I rolled a 4.
Okay. A 4 is not very good, but suffice to say that you kind of crouched down a little ways away. Is that right?
Okay.
And I'll allow that to be a move action if you'd like to do something else as a main action, like shoot at it, or perhaps you leave it at that.
Can I re-roll using masterful expertise?
You certainly can.
Hell yeah.
Come on, Daddy, get out of sight. No, I rolled a 5.
Come on, Daddy.
Not good. Not good. All right, you're crouched nearby. You still haven't used a main action if you'd like to.
You can shoot it, right?
Yeah. Well, let's let one fly at the homie.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
You
that's
also just
it.
bought a bunch of shiny new knives to
Yeah.
throw.
And I do a lot of damage, I think.
So in order to hit, you're going to roll that d20. You're going to add your dexterity and shoot skill to the result, and you're going to try to beat the thing's AC, its armor class.
Ooh, that's a 17.
That's really good. What is your shoot skill?
My shoot skill is a 0.
Okay, no penalty then. And what is you don't have a dexterity bonus.
And I don't have a
think.
dexterity bonus. No, it's
Okay,
also
so a 17 flat, and that is a hit. So you can go ahead and roll the damage of your bow.
Is it D20?
I don't think that
You
your
tell
bow
me.
does d20
You tell
damage.
me.
Let's
I think
see.
it's D.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
like
think it's
D8.
2d20.
I don't think that it is.
I have a large bow. I forget. I think it's 1d8.
Bow, large. It is 1d8.
Whoa. We did it, team.
Nice.
3.
3, okay. All right.
It's dead.
No, actually, the arrow hits its chest, and the thing keeps running. And it keeps running toward you, squealing awfully. And bugs and like birds are like flying out of the clearing at the ruckus this thing is making as it roars toward you. Corby, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna turn to Rotilda and be like, "You got this, or do you want help?"
I think
Keep
I
in
got.
mind, you want help. No more help from me for the rest of the day.
I really think I got this.
I think you do too. Good job, team. And I sort of like back up and with my shield up.
This thing moves very quickly. It moves farther than 30 feet per round, so it now immediately closes those 40 feet between you three and it, and it arrives right in the middle of your melee range, Rotilda. So,
Yeah.
what you have delayed your action. You waited for this. You can now take your attack if you'd like.
Shocking.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I think. What are my modifiers to hit? 'Cause I know my modifiers for damage, but do I have any modifiers to hit?
Yeah, you have a +1 attack bonus because you're a level 1 fighter, and then if you have a strength bonus of +1, then that would be +2.
Great, so I rolled a 2.
Okay, not enough.
However, I, as a warrior, have veteran's luck, and I may turn a missed attack that I have into a hit.
Once per scene, I think.
Once per scene.
Okay.
Never
It's
a better
hit.
time than right now.
Yeah,
your
there's no better
damage.
time than right now. Yeah. So, okay. Here's my damage. It is 1d6 plus 1. Okay. 1d6, 4 plus 1, which is 5, and then I do 4 shock damage.
With your shock damage, the thing is dead. Comes near Rotilda, who slices and dices it ably, and it falls, slaughtered to the ground. Steam, a little bit of steam coming from its wounds, and it looks quite dead.
Rotilda, can I just say, when you first took that swing, I was like, there's no way that's going to connect. And then it did. I was surprised.
Right? Oh, and then actually also, no, that is it. It's crazy, right? It's shocking how violent I can be.
It's shocking.
Very
I was
shocking.
like very impressed.
I was shocked.
Right.
I'm shocked.
It was hard growing up like this, but now that I'm in the woods and there are hog-men, it kind of seems like a blessing.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have you any other way.
Thanks,
Looking down
guys.
at this thing, it looks like a warthog or a feral hog, like you'd find in a temperate forest like this. But of course, it is like the hedgehog man. It has been turned into, or looks like it has become somehow man-like. It also has the markings of deformity. Like one of its hands has like fingers, and the other one is just a hoof. Ends at like a hoof.
Well, I don't want to say this, but we have to take at least part of this back to get paid for it.
Oh, that's a good point. Should we
great
cut
point.
off a hoof, maybe?
I put it in my bag of holding. We have that, right?
I think if you just snatch the head, it ought to do it.
Yeah, but that's someone has to carry the head. It's so gross, Jazz.
We'll put it on Leonard. We'll
Yeah,
put it
just
on
throw it on the
Leonard.
back
We'll
of
stow it on
Leonard's
Leonard.
with you, I forgot. Are you leading your horse through the woods here?
Of course I am.
Okay, great.
He's
no
my
problem.
best friend.
Okay, no problem. That makes sense. Okay, so you have the horse, and are you going to chop off its head and kind of put it in the saddlebag?
Yeah, it's clear that
You
it's a
can tell
man
it's a
pig and not a
hog-man.
pig, right?
From its head? Or is it like a pig head on a man?
You can tell that it is not a normal feral hog.
Great.
Great. So we'll take the head then. Yeah, for sure. I'll saw that off real good, and then I'll tie it to the back of Leonard.
All right.
I just really quick, gang. I just really I feel like I noticed something here, but whoever's doing this, if it's Croth or somebody else, they haven't
seems like
figured it out
Croth.
yet,
Yeah.
and like they haven't perfected it.
Yeah, it's sloppy work.
It's
Not perfect.
These are experiments to a greater thing, and if
Yeah.
And an army of well-made animal men could take this city in a second.
I
for
truly
sure.
think that the 2 animal men that we have seen already could probably have taken this city if they had not been focused on being like animals. Like the
Yes.
second that these things learn to like follow orders, we have a huge problem.
Absolutely.
Big problem. Okay, so we'll keep our eyes peeled.
Are you going to continue to head to the southwest?
Yeah,
What
it's
time
only
is
been
it?
8 hours.
8 hours have passed. It took you a lot longer to get through that section. You were beelining it, but it still took you longer than you thought because the vegetation is so thick, the ground is so uneven and hard to tread through. So if you continue a couple more hours, it is going to get dark.
Should we camp?
Let's camp.
Here?
Let's camp here.
Great.
Where we know at least there's one place that doesn't have a monster man
There's
in
a
it.
pig man and he's dead.
He's already dead, so
Surely there's
just-
no others.
No, and they
There's
can't,
probably
they can't
not-
move.
I just
not
would
or
like
right
to
here.
say, I
Yes,
would
Jack.
just like to say, this is a bad idea.
Okay,
Oh,
well
okay.
then I have actually a
moved-
good idea.
We moved closer to where we think the beasts are coming from, and
Correct.
it is their hour of feeding, the magic hour.
yeah.
And that would not be a good time for us to close our eyes and trust the forest.
Go to sleep. That's
Will
a
it be
really
faster
good
to
point.
move through this area now that we've done through it once. The next time we try.
I think I'll still kind of roll to see how many hours it takes you. It's definitely taking a lot less than if you were to fully explore it. So.
Okay. Well, I guess we could just keep exploring.
That's a great point. That's a
and
great
then go
point.
home. We could explore on our way back.
Sure.
Should we go home?
Let's get paid.
Let's go get paid.
Let's
I
put
do
one
like
on
getting
Bugs.
paid.
Come
You're
on.
so right. Let's go home and put one on Bugs.
Okay. Let's see how long it takes you. What happened to my DA?
Well, we're exploring on our way back.
Oh, are you going to? Well, are you you're fully exploring this area on your way back? Is that correct?
Casually exploring this area. Is that
You're
not a game
casually-
option?
Yes.
Casual.
It is. It means you're moving with quickness, actually. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm suddenly having dice luck, but it takes you 8 hours to kind of move through on your way back.
Better now than when you're attacking.
Which it took you 8 hours to get this far, and it is going to be full dark before you arrive at home. But let's see if any kind of encounter comes up while you're moving through here. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Okay. So,
An adult red
Don't
dragon
like that.
swoops out of the sky.
Say goodbye to your character.
you are moving back through the forest, and you suddenly see maybe some of the lights of Edgewood Station ahead, and you know that you don't have far to go, and you can see now the pods on the trees, and as you move toward them, you suddenly hear
Uh-oh. Another hedgehog man.
Another something, man.
you look ahead and you see a massive man, a mountain of a man
God damn it.
with a big red mustache. But something's wrong with his head. It's become huge and bulbous on one side, and that eye looks milked over, and he is just pulling the silkworms off the side of the tree and biting into them. And let's see if he notices you. Please, let's see if you notice him first or he notices you first. Please roll notice. Probably the person who just has the best notice should do it, but
Do any of us have notice?
I do. I have it at 0.
Go for it, bud.
That's 2d6, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8.
8. He rolled an 11. He noticed you first. But you both noticed each other. You both succeeded. So he throws down the pods and comes towards you. And he's speaking with a man's voice. And he runs toward you naked through the wood. Just like the warthog, there's like thick foam dripping from his mouth and his mustaches, and he lunges toward you, and that is where we will end today's session. That is the end of today's adventure so far. When we come back,
The mountain of a man.
He's back, Herm.
Oh no.
when we come back, we will delve more secrets of the forest, probably meet a lot more beast people, and possibly get to the tower of Croth the Defiler or figure out Emra's mysterious history. Tune in next time. Thank you, Zach Reino, Mary Lou, and Edgar Blackmon. You guys were fantastic. Follow them on their socials. Tell them how much you love them. We'll see you next time, Glass Cannon Naish.